Hi guys, today I'm going to take you through another important algebra skill, which is the ability to add or subtract functions. In other words, the ability to find the sum or difference of two or more functions. So the sum of two functions is written as f of x, so one function f, adding to function, say, g of x, okay? This is function notation, and the directions or the instruction that you usually see looks like this: f minus g of x. So that's how you say this, f minus g of x, right? So it's telling you to take, or I'm sorry, plus, because we're doing sum. F plus g of x. So function f add to function g at the variable x, okay? And then different similarly, function f minus function g of x. And the instruction usually is where it's going to look like this: f minus g of x. So this is your new function, and your new function, you can name it h of x, you can name it s of x for sum, or d of x for difference, okay? You can name your new function, because when you combine two functions, you're going to get another function, right? So we're going to do a couple examples just to show you how this works, okay? So I have one here, as a pre-written to save us some time. One function, f of x, is x squared plus 3x minus 4. So this is quadratic, okay? You can take a quadratic function, okay, quadratic. And then you have another function, g of x, is 3x minus 2. So this is a linear function, okay? You can take a quadratic, add it to a quadratic, a linear, add to a linear, or you can do a combination, okay? So in this first example, we're going to be adding two functions together. So we're going to take f and we're going to add g to it. And that's pretty as simple as it is. Now, a lot of time people would just write them out like this is f of x and then plus g of x. What I like to do is I like to line them up vertically so that I can do a vertical adding or subtracting a lot more easily, right? So I'm going to start with my my first function, which is f of x. So it's going to be x squared plus 3x minus 4. Okay, so that's my f of x function. And then I'm going to add. So I'm going to add. Remember, I'm doing this vertically, right? And I'm going to line up my linear function right underneath my quadratic. So I'm going to put 3x minus 2 right over here. So I'm going to adding 3x minus 2. And then I will combine like term and see what the end result is. And the end result would be the sum function, right? The new function that is a result of adding these two together. So x squared plus nothing is just x squared. And then 3x plus 3x will give me positive 6x. And then I have negative 4 plus a negative 2 that will result in a negative 6. So this right here, this new function that I just got, is the sum of these two functions. And I might as well give this another name if you want to. You can call that h of x, okay? And I don't know, I'm using h. You can use s of x. You can use anything of x, right? You have the freedom to name your function. But this would be the sum of these two functions, okay? We're going to do another example, and this is going to be the difference, okay? We're using the same two functions, but this time we're going to subtract. Again, similarly, I'm going to line them up vertically to make my subtraction a little bit easier. That way I can see like terms faster, right? So I'm going to line them up vertically. So I'm going to subtract. Now, be very careful when you do the subtraction. When you're subtracting the whole entire function, that means you're subtracting everything that is in that function. You're subtracting 3x and you're subtracting negative 2, right? So I'm subtracting 3x and I'm subtracting negative 2, okay? So I put my subtraction here just to remind me to be careful. So x squared minus nothing is just x squared. 3x minus 3x will give me no x, so I'm not going to even write anything there. And then I have here negative 4 minus a negative 2. So these two minus right here, these two minuses, make a plus. So it's technically my negative 4 and a positive 2, which results in a negative 2. Okay, so just be very careful when you get to subtraction. So here's my new function. So I'm going to call my new function d of x for difference, right? I guess d of x is x squared